Parents, wake up. One more time. Parents, whether you're a single parent or double parent, mothers, fathers, if you have children, wake up, please. This is not to all parents. This is to the parents in specific that I'm talking about here. In my time in the past, even in my time when I was a little kid, it was still a little bit scary, to go out on your own when you're so young, like 5 or 6 or 7. You know what I mean? It's scary, and I've noticed, especially in the hood, my goodness, we are all intelligent. We don't need to, how should I say, declassify ourselves or bring ourselves down to a level where, it's like it shows too much of a relaxed atmosphere to in a way, I don't know how to put it, ghetto, maybe. What are you doing? Back then it was already scary to let your child go out here all alone just to go to the grocery store and pick up something. But these days, more than ever, have you not been paying attention to the large amount of children that have been disappearing constantly, consistently as well? Not just in other countries, here too. United States, I think especially in the United States, parents, I gotta say this with love, but I gotta say this with harsh truth. Your kids are a money bag. To pedophiles out there, to sex traffickers, your kids are a cha-ching in somebody's sick mind who just sees a dollar amount and says, if I can get my hand on this child, the younger the better, because I could really make money off of this child. I could either keep him for myself and traumatize the child through all types of sexual abuse, or I can make money off of this child and just sell them to whoever wants to do whatever they want to do with them. And my heart and my compassion for that child is not going to matter, because the only thing that matters is the dollar amount. Your kids today, more than ever, are a dollar amount, nothing more. There is no compassion. These are people who even have kids of their own, but have no conscience and just kidnapping another child that's not their own and selling them off, and sometimes even sell off their own children. Parents, wake up. We're not living in this type of society that you must think in your head that you can just have a relaxed atmosphere about yourself and just send your child all by himself to go to the grocery store for you, go out there all alone in the street with no supervision whatsoever. I don't care if you're busy. I don't care that you don't have time to go with the child yourself. Then whatever you need is not that important, because your child is more important than whatever you need. The safety of your child is more important than whatever you need. You can sacrifice all of that, and if your child is really that important to you, because all I ever hear when a child finally gets kidnapped and disappears, oh my goodness, I can't live without him, I need him, why did I do this, why did I do that, I should have been with him, I should have prioritized myself, I should have not put such importance in my own self-centered life. Sometimes it's things that it's so self-centered that it's meaningless, that you can just easily just stop. And if you're going to send your child out, go with your child, send some supervision, or go yourself and get whatever you need to get. Stop treating your kids as, Stop treating your kids as messengers. Stop treating your kids as if they're, what do you call these apps that go and drop off food and pick up food somewhere else? These are your children. They are not your employees. They are not your messengers. They are not your grocery pickup or your Ubers or all this other stuff when you want someone to send you food. They're not your Grubhub. They're not only, they are your children. They are your life. They are a piece of you. Don't do this in your life. If you're on the phone or if you feel like you need to get something, don't send your child. Do you realize what you're doing? You might think in your mind, oh, I'm so relaxed, ain't nothing gonna happen, so I'm relaxed. We're gonna relax. You must be delusional if you think anywhere is a relaxed environment that you can just send your child and be like, hey, yeah, go to the store, go to the grocery store, get me some milk, get me some, all by yourself. I say this because I'm going home, I get in my elevator, I'm going up to my floor. As I'm going up to my floor, the elevator stops at the floor before my floor. And who comes in? A 5 to 6 year old child all by himself. And then second of all, parents, tell your kids it's okay to be nice, to nice to other people while you're with them. If they're not with you, have you forgotten? Do not talk to strangers. You know, this parent was lucky, and this was God. This was God. This was God that made sure I was the person to be in the elevator. Because if it wasn't me in that elevator, what other type of person would have been in that elevator? And what would have happened to your child? Your child probably would have not been coming back with your milk, with your eggs, with your Twix, with your Snicker bar, or whatever kind of meaningless thing that you send your child all along out to the wolves just to get your little satisfactions and so you can take care of your own self-centeredness. This child gets in the elevator, and the first thing he did wrong was talk to me and say, oh, is this elevator going up and down? By the time it's going down, boom. Okay, so then I kept quiet on purpose just to hopefully teach this child, don't talk to strangers. And then when my stop finally gets off, he comes and says, okay, have a nice day. And I'm like, lucky it was me, not somebody else. I was like, you too. But I'm thinking in my head, you shouldn't even be saying that to me at all. At all, unless your mom is present with me. There are adult eyes accompanying so that nothing goes wrong. Glory to God that I was that person in the elevator, someone else. Because apparently, some of you parents aren't taking this seriously enough. I could have not been that guy in the elevator, and there could have been another person. And these days, it's not even a guy anymore. It can be a guy or a woman who will take your child. Don't you see? You are forgetting. We don't live in whatever delusional times that you thought we lived in. We are living in horror times. Okay? We are living in end of days times. Let's get real. Okay? And the enemy and darkness and anybody that works for the darkness just sees your child either as a human sacrifice for Satan or money or sexual perversions. Such an adorable little kid. 5 or 6 years old gotta be, and here he is taking the elevator all by himself, going who knows where. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And I was almost tempted to tell this child, do me a favor, when you go back to your mom, tell your mom, do not send you anywhere unless you are supervised, because there are monsters out here in this world. Sorry to scare you, but this is the truth. But I couldn't tell the child that, so I just left. But I have to say this. I have to say this right now. Parents, I don't care what situation you're in, what area of the world you live in, or what you need that's so important enough that you got to send an innocent life who knows no better, who's just trying to, probably just thinking about the next toy he's going to play with or whatever. Do not send them out into this world of wolves, because we are living in these times now where it is a world of wolves. Okay? Ain't nobody gonna coddle, ain't nobody gonna be nice. They're gonna rape, ravage, destroy, use, abuse, whatever they can get their hands on. Whatever the wolf can get their hands on, they will get hands on it. Stop thinking that you're living in this world where We're living in a golden age where no harm is going to come to your child if you send them out there into the world of wolves. Stop being so self-centered. And I don't get it. You act so self-centered, but once that child disappears, all of a sudden you become a selfless person. Be like, oh, I shouldn't have done my child. It's your fault. Most of the time, it's your fault because of the petty little things that you choose to put more important than your child. That you will. It's like you're literally just taking a child and like dangling him over a lake of piranhas. Oh, I know you love your children. I know you love your children. But that type of behavior, when you make it all about you and not the child, when you think about all the reasons why you send your child out all alone, and it's always things that's mostly that has to do with your self-centered, taking care of your self-centered needs. You forget about the needs of a child that he cannot or she cannot do for themselves because they are innocent and they are in your guardianship care. Please, 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 please. Sorry to come out this way to you guys, those parents out there who this happens a lot. Let me tell you this. I'm pretty sure it happens in other boroughs, in other countries or whatever. But right now I'm talking about here in the Bronx. I live in the Bronx, okay? I mean, you know what? Some people have a lot of nerve to say, oh, people who live in Manhattan, they think they're all that or whatever. But you know what? They don't be doing the stupid type of stuff that you be doing. They literally try to put their own self-centeredness aside, and they make sure that child does not go out into the street unless they're with them. They don't treat that child as a, what do you call that? As a messenger. They don't treat the child as a go-to thing. You know, go get me this, go get me that. Go while I sit here in luxury or relax or whatever, not stressing or whatever. Yeah, but yourself is gonna stress out fiercely when that same attitude makes your child disappear. So I don't care what y'all saying. Y'all might say things about, Manhattan's, a lot of people who live in Manhattan, they think that they're all that. But no, they're not. A lot of people in Manhattan do not think they're above all that. Okay? God bless them because whatever they're doing so that they can live in a place where they know it's expensive, but this is where they choose to live. I wonder why. Because it's already bad crime in Manhattan. But in all the other boroughs, I wonder why they would choose to live in Manhattan more than any other borough. I guess maybe it's just a little bit more civilized, a little bit more concerned about people's well-beings or at least their children's well-being, because you wouldn't see a lot of parents in Manhattan that live in Manhattan would not do that. They would not do that. They would not let their child do that. They don't treat their child as if it's a town. Wow, I'm trying to find that word. Did you go and have your child run errands for you and do all of that and they definitely don't let a child that's like 5 or 6 years old just go out there all by himself. They know what's up. You know what's up too. So if they're awake, then wake up yourself as well. They're no better than you and you're no better than them. You all can just be people who don't do stupid things like that. Oh, forgive me for calling you stupid. You're not stupid, but you do stupid things. Self-centered things. Please, please. Oh, I want to see less and less of children all by themselves when I take the elevator, when I'm walking out in the street. When in the train station, sometimes parents be having conversations and their child be like almost a mile away on the other end of the track, and parents are still cackling. No concern. No concern. The child is not even in their surrounding, next to them, to make sure that they're safe. It's crazy. A lot of times, wherever I go, this is what you see. kids just wander off and the parents not even aware. They're too busy in their own self-centered conversations thinking that, wow, that's the elixir of my life. Not my child. These petty, meaningless, empty conversations. And half of the time it's with people who don't even care about you. Wake up. Wake up, because if you don't, you're going to wish you did. And I pray that never happens to anyone out there. But don't play. Don't play. Because evil forces out there, that's all they want to do is play. And if they see you play around and not take things seriously, that's, your child is an easy target. Your child is an easy target. They're going to look and be like, oh, this one's easy to get. I'm going for this one. Quick money, easy money. All right. Wake up, parents. Don't be self-centered. That child is your life, and you know that child is your life. Whatever you think is important will never be, as you know, as important as your child. So if you don't have time to do something yourself, don't send your child to do it. Or go with your child. Have a good night.